Anyway, I want to encourage you all to join the CTM Discord. This is not an invitation-only tournament. This is something that anybody can qualify to play in, and if you can put up a high enough score, you can play in this event too. And even if you don't put up such a lofty score, you can also play in one of the other tournaments that we play for everybody else, including the Challenger Circuit, Future Circuit, and Community Tournament. Everybody gets to play a tournament. And we have 99 qualifiers. It could be more if we allow a couple of late entries, which we might this month just to get us over our record, which was 100 last month. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back and get this started. I think everybody's unfrozen. So here we go. We got a ready. Let's see. What do we got? I think we have a ready. And, you know, you guys got to help me out a little bit. We got a ready from Jake, ready from Pagliani. And I think we had a ready. I got to go back up. Cheesy Fish we have ready. And did we have a ready from Richard? And we had a ready from Richard. So let's go ahead and get this whole thing started. Thank you there, Joseph. Here we go with a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And the Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for February 2020 is underway. It all counts now. So we do not have the same piece sets in this event at this time. Maybe we'll reevaluate that in the future, but for now, it's not something we're able to do. All right, Richard on the board with the first Tetris. Cheese follows suit. Joseph's got one, and we're waiting on Jake to score one. Everybody with a fairly decent board there. Jake getting up a little bit high for one of a long bar, so having to take a triple to burn it down, and finally burns away the ceiling over his Tetris well, and he is ready to score. Richard with another Tetris. 72,000 for him, 48,000 for Cheese. Jake finally gets a long bar at the right time, and Tetrises. So everybody's Tetrising, everybody's playing, everybody's stacking. Pretty darn exciting. Yeah, Jake, 40-piece drought, is that what it was? Holy mackerel. All right, Jake now back on pace here. So 102 for Joseph, 104 for Jake now, taking an early lead. Joseph takes it right back. 118 for Cheese, 142 for Richard. So Richard is like ultra pace right now. Generally speaking, in a PB kind of game, you're looking for about 100,000 points for every 20 lines. In a tournament, that's going to be attenuated a little bit just because, you know, you don't want to top out because it's fatal. Can't just go back and restart. But it's getting to the point now where these paces are routine in tournaments. So Jake getting up a bit high with the line spin to clear everything away. And I think Jake is going to get back to safety. And he does, and he bangs down a Tetris. So a little bit of a high wire act for Jake. Nothing surprising there. 240 for Joseph, 179 Jake, 170 for Cheese, and 245 for Richard. A bit of a Monka-esque moment there for Jake, but it looks like he should be good. And bangs down another Tetris. So everybody's stack looking pretty decent. Joseph with a little gap in his stack. That's should burn away no problem, but it's going to cost him a little bit of pace to Jake. And really with the caliber of these players, you cannot afford to give up pace. All right, Joseph waiting on a long bar, able to do some maneuvering and finally get a Tetris. But this is costing Joseph some pace, and Jake can probably take the lead here. But no, Joseph's going to burn this down really quick. Got some nice pieces, and he is back. So Jake is back by only one Tetris despite that initial drought. Cheesy Fish back by about 70,000 points. Richard with some cleanup to do in the middle of his stack. That's going to cost him some pace and allow Cheese to catch up. And so, yeah, if you take their score at 65 lines and multiply that by 2, that will give you their approximate pace for the level 19 transition, which happens at 130 lines. Don't ask me why. I mean, I know why, but I'm not going to explain it. But that's just the way it is. All right, Jake still behind Joseph by a Tetris. But Joseph Tetris is though 420. Hey now. At 100 lines. So pretty decent pace for Joseph. And Richard's stack looking pretty ugly. Is going to need the hyper tap. All players here are hyper tappers. And Richard burning this down. Very delicate situation for Richard, but it looks like he may navigate his way out of this with level long bar right now. Didn't get to use it the way he wanted, so he's at 369. Cheese is in the lead. All right, and Richard looks like he's going to burn this away. Got a long bar, like maybe one piece too early, and finally gets a long bar for the Tetris down the middle and is going to get out of this. And he's still within shouting distance of Cheese here. Richard, though, actually is 20 lines ahead of Cheesy Fish due to all that burning. See, pieces fall a shorter distance, and so you clear lines more quickly when you're burning toward the top of the stack. So that could figure into some late game dynamics here. 523 for Joseph transitions. Jake is going to transition higher. Richard's stack looking great right now, but he is back by almost 100,000 points. Gets a crucial Tetris there to make up some of that. 509 Cheese, 540 for Richard. And on the left side, Joseph 601, Jake 580. I mean, I remember the time when this tournament would feature like early top outs because the level 16 players were nice people, but really couldn't hang with the top seeds. But those days are over, and the skill level between these players very, very close. And really, the seeding more or less comes down to, you know, when you're at this level, comes down to who really gets the luckiest in a lot of ways. All right, 644 Joseph, 660, 687 now for Jake, who has taken the lead over Joseph. 631 for Cheesy Fish. Richard Tetris is to get to 560. Everyone playing very comfortably here. Vandweller is a nice person. Oh, hey, thanks very much, Fiat Luxia. Much appreciated. So everybody's got a fairly decent board right now. Jake is ahead and Cheesy Fish is ahead. Here's a Tetris for Joseph. He's back by about a Tetris. Tetrises here are in the mid to high 20,000s range until you get to what, level 20 math, whatever. Well, 25, something like that. Oh, Jake, Cheesy Fish with a lot of cleanup to do here. This is about 7 to 10 lines of cleanup. That's going to allow Richard to make back some of this deficit. Cheese is at 80,000 points. Richard at 681. Richard's board looks great. He's going to Tetris back by only 75,000 points. And Cheese is just burning. The cheese is burning, everyone. It's melting and it's burning. And Joseph and Jake, super close. 876 for Joseph, 873 for Jake. Jake Tetris is to take the lead. Joseph is ahead in lines by about 17 lines. So that's going to figure into the late game here. So Jake with the actual lead and the better pace here. Joseph's going to Tetris to take the lead in score, but Jake's got the better pace. So Joseph might have to play into the kill screen and get additional points here to put some distance between him and Jake. Cheesy Fish 827. Richard has caught up substantially, 767, but Richard not ready to Tetris, and Cheese is. So this is going to be tough, and Richard is way ahead in lines. So I think this is going to go to Cheesy Fish unless Richard can play into the kill screen. But with this setup, is not going to be able to do it, and Cheesy Fish is going to take it. Joseph's going to top out with a max out at 1,026,000 points, and Jake is ahead. Jake's going to probably hit a 1.1 if he keeps going. So both players maxing out, and Jake is ahead. And Jake with the 1.1. Be hype. This is your round of 16, my dudes. And yeah, Jake going for the 1.2. Probably not, unless he gets Tetris. Oh, and he gets a Tetris over. Wow, and Jake with the 1.2. Jake is insane. Jake building for Tetrises. Wow. Unbelievable from Jake. Why are we giving that guy only one heart? That's my question. But that's all we've got. So Jake gets a heart. And Cheesy. Was it Cheesy Fish? Right. Oh my God. I totally lost. Was it? I got wrapped up in the Joseph Jake. Was it Cheesy Fish? I got wrapped up in it. Oh my God. It was Cheesy Fish, right? It was Cheesy Fish. All right. Unbelievable. Round of 16, everybody. Yeah, I'm not sure what the world record would really be the highest. The way you count world record is the highest losing score. So unbelievable. All right. So just to make sure, right? It was Cheesy Fish, right? 3 Tetrises on kill screen. Unbelievable. All right. Let's go. Let's get it ready. I mean, in terms of like the highest 4 players on screen at, in a real event. Yeah. World record. Heck yeah. All right. We got readies from Jake, Joseph, Richard. All right. Joseph's internet's kind of whatever. I think Jake broke Joseph's internet. Ready from 3 players, and we need I think we have a ready from Cheese. So can someone confirm that we have a ready from Cheese? I just didn't see it. Okay, thank you. All right, we got to wait for Joseph's internet to come back here. I mean, that's like the final. I mean, that's a finals match right there. Oh, we're documenting ME scores. Don't worry. We're just not documenting restream game scores anymore. All right, Joseph's back. All right, we got it ready from everybody. Unbelievable. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Jake's score was 1.24. I mean, and that was just the first game. I'm going to have a heart attack. I am not in good shape. I mean, my cholesterol is not good. So there's a very real chance I could die on this stream today. Joseph with a Tetris on the left side, 1 row off the bottom. Oh, Jake in a little bit of trouble. Maybe some just, I don't know, some kind of weird jitters. But all right, Jake's going to burn this down. I hope, for his sake. All right, Richard, 93,000. Cheesyfish, 51,000. Jake fighting with the left side. Has a bunch of stuff stacked up. Jake with the aggressive setup. Oh, and he's going to get the Tetris over. 40,000 for him, finally. And he's got the right side open and bangs down another Tetris to pull close to Joseph. Joseph's got a line dependency in the 3rd column. So he's going to wait for that line and probably going to have to burn down a bit. No, he's going to build for the Tetris. And he gets the Tetris. Now, if your internet goes out, just keep playing. Even if you hear me talk about it, just keep playing. That's sort of the general rule. Do not stop or pause for your internet. We'll work it out. But 132 for Joseph, 133 for Jake, 87,000 for Cheesy Fish, 185 for Richard. I kind of missed Cheesy Fish and why his score is so low at this point. No, you might be listening to me on mobile there, Galumba. All right, 178 Joseph, 157 Jake. Do I have quality option? No, he's at 360, so that's good. All right, Joseph with a Tetris, 201, Jake 181, Cheesy Fish 136, and Richard blistering pace here, now at 235, up about 80,000 points roughly on Cheesy Fish. Blistering. Yeah, this is the round of 16. I don't know. Classic Tetris is officially broken. CTM broken. Let's see. When did we start CTM again? Like when we started up? October? October. So basically 18 months. Something like that. And Tetris is broken. What do we do? What do we do now? If we break Tetris, what do we all go play? Bears? Extreme Sports with the Berenstain Bears? All right, 281 Joseph, 262 for Jake. Joseph was getting kind of a high middle there, but no problem with that hyper tap to get a Tetris over to the right side. Bangs down another one, brings his stack down. Cheesy Fish was mid or high next box and covered, but gets two quick long bars in succession, and he's back within striking distance against Richard. So 356 Richard, well now 378 and 299 for Cheese, 332 for Jake, 352 for Joseph. There are no guarantees in this tournament anymore. You know, it could very easily be said that you could kind of predict who was going to win in the past, but skill levels have converged, and there's just no way to predict what's going to happen anymore. Oh, some weird placements from Jake. That's going to give him some fits here. Hopefully he can burn out of this. All right, he's going to get the pieces, clears away the right side. And again, some weird placements from Jake. So I think he got a little discombobulated. Or maybe he's just got some weird plan that I'm not privy to. But oh, what a clear. This was probably like, I mean, Jake is, I don't know, 5,000 IQ. So my puny brain probably couldn't comprehend what he was doing. But the guy's thinking like 30 lines ahead. 434 Joseph, 414 for Jake. And 383 for Cheesy Fish, and Richard running away with it at 517, and Tetris is again. We are approaching the kill screen. Joseph and Jake separated by anywhere from 6 to 10 lines at a time. Joseph transitions 445, and Jake transitions at 462. Oh no, he hasn't transitioned yet. He's about to transition, trying to do so with a Tetris, might not get there. Jake 411. I'm sorry, Jake. Cheesy Fish. Sorry, I'm getting discombobulated now. I'm just like, I mean, this is unbelievable. All right, so Cheesy Fish 440, Richard 611, one Tetris away from transition. Jake is transitioned. He's at 510, and he's back by about 12 lines and has a lead on Joseph. All right, Cheesy Fish 465 and another Tetris. Two of them back to back for Cheesy Fish. Jake with the casual T. Nobody gets hype about T-spin anymore. It's like standard. It's like if you can't do it, what are you doing? All right, 588 for Jake, 539 for Joseph. Cheese and Richard are identical in lines. Cheese Tetrises. I mean, this is best of 3. What a brutal format. So really, Joseph and Richard have to win this or they are eliminated. Arguably, you know, not even arguably. I mean, two of the best Tetris players in the world, top 5, top 4, and they are on the brink of elimination. $634 Joseph, $705 for Jake. Jake Tetris's, Joseph Tetris's, Cheesy Fish and Richard are on the purple level. That would make it 22. Cheese getting up a bit high. Oh no, kind of an early tap load for Cheesy Fish, and he's going to top out, and Richard is good and gets the heart. Here, we'll do a combined 3, 2, 1 for these two players. Let's switch to our 2-player scene and watch Joseph and Jake. All right, 765 Joseph, 797 for Jake. Jake up by about a Tetris and a half here, but some cleaning on the right side of his stack. This is going to be tricky, even for the Hyper Tapper. Is going to need the pieces and the execution. And Joseph has taken the lead. Oh no, and Jake is going to hang a piece, and Joseph is good and is going to get the heart. Let's go to our 4-way scene. Give Joseph his heart. So we've got 2 deciders, the double decider. The double decider. Joseph, you're going to... Let's see, is he going to abandon the max out or is he going to go for it? True baller doesn't care about max out. And Joseph's going to go ahead and top out. So we've got a double decider, everybody. Yeah, no peasant scores here. Peasant A scores. Samantha says, what the F is this? So this is it. We got 2 deciders. It's a best of 3. What was once 2 best of 3s is now 2 best of 1s. Is that grammatical? I think so. Close enough. Everybody with 1 heart. Good job, Sodium. Love it. All right, we got it ready from Joseph, Richard, Jake, and Cheese. So let us not delay any further. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And by the way, did you know that right after this match, 2 of these players are going to have to play against each other? So, I mean, this is Heart Attack City. Hey, LOZ, what's up? LOZ Cards fan. I'm a big fan of LOZ Cards fan, so it's great to have you here. He's big in the Zelda 1 community is where I know him from. Might be big in some other things, but he calls a lot of the races and tournaments that appear on Speed Gaming. So, big fan of him. So, thanks for being here. Yeah, I'll be doing the whole thing. Yes, this is great. I love pasta. All right, Joseph 49,000, Jake 71,000 with some Spire in the middle there and some overhang. So this is Concern Frog here. Concern Froge. Concern Doge? What do you like better, a Concern Froge or a Concern Doge? All right, 123 for Joseph, 99,000 now, 101 for Jake, 117 for Cheesy Fish, and 80,000 for Richard. I love it. Keep it coming. Oh no. See, on YouTube they have no idea what's happening. And that's why don't watch it on YouTube. Come here and watch it live, people. 153 Joseph, 157 Jake, 188 for Cheesy Fish, and 131. It is do or die time for these players. Winners continue, losers don't. All right, Richard bangs down a Tetris. He found himself about 100,000 points behind Cheesy Fish, but has fired off 2 quick Tetrises to get back within about 2.5 Tetrises. Cheesy Fish Tetrises. Oh, Richard stashing some pieces on the left, so he's got a concerning gap on the left side. And looking to burn this away with the Tetris, but the piece not coming, so he's going to have to burn this down, which will cost him some pace. And he's back behind Cheesy Fish by about 100,000 points again. Joseph and Jake neck and neck. And Richard in a concerning position here. Able to clear away that center well. It's only good for a triple. But that'll lower his stack out of the danger zone. Even for a hyper tapper, you know, it's pretty high because you can stick a piece. And she's kind of running away with it. Almost at 400,000 through 80 lines, which is a very good landmark for a high aggressive game that's going deep. So, yeah, a high score aggressive game that's going deep. 350 for Joseph, 302 for Jake. Jake Tetris's. Joseph Tetris's 372 to 349. Cheese at 402, and Richard kind of in a suffer here. And is going to hope that something happens with Cheesy Fish to slow him down. Yeah, /ME does work. I think Twitch chat is based on IRC, if I'm not mistaken. Only old people and CS people know what IRC is. 465 Joseph and 440 for Jake. Neither one letting up. But, oh, here's the thing. Oh, I didn't even notice. So Joseph is ahead by about 16 lines. So really Jake with the better pace, despite being behind in score. And Joseph has to slow down a bit just to clean all this up. And Jake is in just about in scoring position again. Cheesy Fish continuing to pile it on. 549 through 118 lines. He's ahead by about 10 lines, so but it's still a real lead for Cheesy Fish. All right, Joseph transitions at about 500. Jake with the better pace here, but complicated board, which I mean should be his middle name, really. And Jake is open on the left side. Joseph in a little bit of trouble. Oh, no. Oh, no. Joseph not getting the long bar, and Joseph is going to top out, and Joseph goes out in round 1 to Jake. Jake gave himself a 0% chance of winning, and Joseph is out in the first round. Maybe he's got a prom to get to. Maybe he's going to band camp, but Jake is good. Give that man his heart. Jake will be continuing on, and Joseph will not, so wow. All right, we've still got Cheese and Richard. I can't move over to the two-player scene right now, so we're just gonna have to watch them this way. Yeah, I gotta set that up so I can bring the right. See, right now, oh no, so Cheesy Fish trying to stash a piece over to the left and catches it. Set up for a T-spin there. Doesn't want to wait around too long. Doesn't hit the spin. So 668 for Cheese, 488 for Richard. And the one thing we know about Richard, nerves of steel, and has come back from large deficits several times against very, very good players, including Corian multiple times the month that Cheese won. So Cheese is going to top out at 673. And here is an opening for Richard. This is what he needs. Needs to get to 674. And he's a little over 100,000 points. So this is not difficult for Richard. But he's he's made a couple gaps on the left side of his stack. It's still low enough, so not much of a concern, but it's going to slow him down a little bit. But can really, you know, just take Tetrises as they present themselves. All right, looks like Richard's going to get out of this little tiny mess. I don't want to speak too soon. All right, but needs to get to 674. And he is open on the right side for a Tetris. Stashing pieces over to the left. And getting droughted a bit. It's low enough, but oh, he gets the long bar. 647 here on what, level 25. So Tetris is going to get him there, and Richard is good, and Cheesy Fish is out.